Let's talk about JavaScript. Slice versus splice. So, do you know what splice and slice do, speaking?
Splice, yes.
What splice does, man?
Splice, you indicate where in an array
Yeah,
you want to enter.
yeah,
Then you can either delete,
yeah,
or you can delete and add,
correct,
or you can add.
correct. You can manipulate an array. And with a slice, we can essentially take a portion of the array. Think about a cake, right? I want a slice of the cake. You take a portion of it, right? Slice. So let's draw some examples.
And splice is non-pure.
Ooh, we'll check these things. Purity, impurity. Nice. You watch the videos. Hallelujah.
You didn't have a Benny Hill one.
Right. So let's start, right? So I'm going to create your favorite array of fruits: apple, banana. You don't have any screen at the moment. I can see the stream is live, so if it doesn't work,
I can see on YouTube.
yes, please, on YouTube, the streaming should be working at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers, guys. So we have the array of fruits, and then we essentially, let's remove the banana, right? So with the splice, you tell me, how do you remove the banana? Splice. What? One. One. So what 1 means, guys?
0 is apple, 1 is banana, so we take banana and 1 means delete 1.
Correct. So that means splice means A. Go to index number 1. I'm here. The second argument of a splice is how many elements do we want to delete, right? We want to delete 1 element starting from index 1. No problem at all.
2, so we'll delete banana and orange.
That's correct. That's correct. So if we look. So at the bottom, look at the console. Not sure if that was expected or not. So
Expected.
why is that expected, Bala?
No, yeah. Because this is the return function of when it's splice. So
Yep.
to return the actual array, you have to just to return fruits.
Yeah. So splice returns the deleted elements of the array. We are deleting banana, we return banana. What happens if we put 2 here? What will it return? Banana and orange. That's correct. You are right? But in reality, what happened if now I display fruits? What's the value of fruits? Apple. That's correct. Apple only. Yes. So splice essentially alters, modifies the array. That's very important. It's very important. It returns the removed elements of the array, but it does mutate. It changes the array. So it's an impure function, right? That's very important. On top of the removal scenarios, we can edit, right? So how can I change banana with bananas in plural, for example?
1, 0, 0, bananas in string.
No.
1 comma.
Correct, it's 1 comma. If I do 1, 0, it will add a new element on index number 1. So I will get
Bananas, comma, banana.
correct. Apple, bananas, comma, banana, you see? But if I don't want to add it, I want to edit it, I can put index 1. That means go to index 1. Okay, banana. What do you want to do with banana? Delete 1, delete it, and then in that position, put bananas. Apple, bananas, and orange. And what if instead of editing bananas, I want to add pineapples? on index number 2 between banana and orange?
2, 1, pineapple.
2, 1 pineapple,
0 pineapple.
2, 0.
2, 0,
Correct,
pineapple.
correct. We don't want to delete anything, right? We just want to add. Correct. And what we want to do is to, well, oh, it's too big, right? What if we want to add pineapple and kiwi?
Comma, kiwi.
Correct. With splice, we can pass an unlimited number of arguments, and all these elements will be added to the given position. So that should display apple, banana, pineapple, kiwi, and orange. Apple, banana, pineapple, kiwi, and orange. Right? Any question?
I have.
Yeah.
You're removing elements from a particular segment, yeah?
Yeah.
That's right.
Hmm.
So what's the point of returning it? Returning.
It's the way splice works. Sometimes you want to access the elements that have been removed from the list.
Right. So you need to see what they are.
Yeah. Hmm. Anything else?
So if you don't put fruit, it will just return.
Correct. If we don't put fruits,
Yeah.
what will this return now?
It will return.
There is 1 point on the board challenge. Ah.
Two bites at the banana.
Sorry, what is the question again?
It will return an empty array.
Right.
Excuse me, what's the question
Let's
again?
share points.
So the question is, what is now this algorithm returning? So Natasha said an empty array.
Yes.
No. Wait.
Pineapple kiwi.
Wait, guys. Hazel.
Apple, pineapple, kiwi, banana, orange.
All these things.
No, but you add pineapple, kiwi
Yeah,
as well.
that's fine. So apple, banana, pineapple.
Apple, kiwi, banana, orange.
Right. Apple, banana. Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Why not? Who else?
Yeah, so I'm saying just the actual multiplication, pineapple kiwi.
So, wait a minute. Mo said the actual modification, which is pineapple and kiwi.
That's right, yeah.
Empty array.
Who said empty array? Is that Rich?
Richard. Yeah.
Okay. So the points goes for the first one gives the right answer. You may get half a point to the second one as well.
Oh, you put Joe in there as well.
Where, Jonan?
And with the
Empty for me as well, actually.
Right.
I'll go with Richard and Natasha.
I think,
What do you think, Poppy?
I think it will add them on. However, I think it's after indices too. So that would be apple, banana, orange, pineapple, kiwi.
So you are with Hazel, right?
But after orange.
After orange, apple, banana. What goes after orange?
So it'd be apple, banana, orange, pineapple, kiwi.
Okay. So Poppy said apple, banana, orange, like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think, who is that? Is that Itamar? Right.
We're not running the line 4, right? It's commented out.
It's commented out, correct. I haven't run the exercise yet.
No. I mean, so the line 4 is not being run.
No, of course not, because it's commented.
I've got a different answer.
Oh, who got a different answer?
Yes, Jeff, I think it'll be pineapple kiwi.
Pineapple kiwi. Who is that?
yeah, I can see why, but
No, orange pineapple kiwi.
Is it Bala?
No, Jack.
Ah, Jaff. Correct. Yep.
I just confused.
Well,
Hey, listen. Listen. The code is pretty obvious, right? You can clearly see what we are expecting to return. So, yep.
I think it'll be an empty array.
So, no, but you already decide, right? You need, so you're not allowed to change. And that's a good exercise to prove you should think twice before giving an answer. Right, so the point goes for Natasha.
Orange, pineapple, kiwi was my answer.
Guys, sorry, wait a second. The point goes for Natasha because she was the first one to give the right answer. Remember, splice returns the deleted elements of the array. How many elements are we deleting on the array? None, 0. Because we are not deleting any element, if we run the example, look, a big empty array. Yeah? Cool. Remember me to add the points afterwards in the challenge.
Because last time you forgot to add me like half a point, but I didn't want to say.
Yes, so let me know. No, listen, I'll do. Cool. Yeah, so that's how splice works. It returns the remove elements on the array, right? And it, of course, modifies the array, right? So if we display fruits, that will return what ASL originally suggested. Apple, banana, pineapple, kiwi, and orange, right? That's the array. Any question about the splice?
Can I have a very basic one?
Yep.
Which I should know, but
Hmm?
say you've got fruits.splice and if you uncomment fruits,
If you uncomment fruits.
yeah, just does the console always return the last?
The last, yeah,
Always.
yeah. Look, you see? Yeah. So it returns the last. So even though this is returning something, this DevTools system will return the last statement.
Unless you put console log.
Well, if you put console log, everything will be displayed. If I put console.log hello Yonan, it will display both. It will display hello Yonan, and then it will display the list of fruits. Yeah. Hmm? Anything else, guys, about splice?
In which situation we use in reality?
So we use a splice every time we want to modify an existing array, we want to add an element to the array, or we want to delete elements from an array, right? In all these scenarios, we can use splice. Right? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. But then we also got a slice, which is pretty similar, right? Because with a splice, we can remove elements from an array, but with a slice, we can also delete elements from arrays. Let's see the differences, because this is a bit confusing. It's a bit confusing. Even though they are very similar, they work differently. And it's very easy to get confused. This is also a classic question on a job interview. What are the differences between slice and splice? So I hope you watched this video the day before. So if we have another array of fruits, unsurprisingly, apple, banana, orange, then imagine that I want to get rid of banana, right? So to get rid of banana, we could do fruits.slice, and then the index, that's the same as a splice, right? We point to the index, so no change at all. But now this is the mind-blowing thing. With a splice, we put one here, because that means go to index 1 and delete one element. With a slice, that won't work. We need to put 2 instead of 1. Why? Because with a slice, we're all the time talking about indexes, not how many elements. So that means go to index 1 and delete all the elements between index 1 and index 2, excluding, that's vital, index 2. So we say index 0, ignoring index 1, until index 2, ignoring index 2, right? So that will return what? That will return orange. Wrong. Banana, that's correct. That's correct, guys. That's correct. I will return banana, right? What happened if I put 2 here?
It means go to index 2
Yeah?
and delete 2 elements, start counting from that index means nothing.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Because remember, the second argument excludes that element. So that means, as Natasha said, go to index 2, okay, I'm here, and delete every element until index 2, excluding index 2.
I think it's slightly different. Yeah, so it's not going past index 2.
Yeah, it cannot pass because
No.
after index 2 there's nothing.
Yep, that's correct. What happens if I put index 3?
There is no index 3.
Okay.
Jonan is correct. Again, if we put index 3, even though there is no index 3, but that makes sense, technically speaking. We said go to index 2, orange, and delete everything from index 2 up to index 3, excluding index 3. But because index 3 is on the right-hand side, right, orange will be deleted. Can we put 300 here?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. That's correct. It doesn't matter, right? If we end at the end of the array, then that's fine. The pointer will refer to the end of the array, so index 2 will be deleted. What if we put index 3 here?
We don't have index 3.
That
Empty array.
empty array. That's correct, because we don't have any index 3, right? What if we put 0,2?
The first one will go.
The first one. How many elements is it returning?
1.
1? Wrong.
No. It removes all of them.
Removes all of them. Wrong.
Sorry, orange.
Apple and banana.
Jonan is right. Once again, Jonan is the influencer of the session. You are on fire today. Yeah. Exactly.
We should do a workshop about slices.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Jonan is right. So here we said go to index 0. I'm here. And then up to index 2, orange, but without index 2. So that means 0 and 1, right? Apple and banana.
Without the index.
Yeah, so that index is excluded. So that's a starting point, and that's the end point, the final.
You know, like, say when you put 3 and 300, it could have been undefined, right? You might have thought, if you'd asked me that, what's the video, I would have thought it should be undefined, but
Not really,
no?
because that's the last index, right? So technically speaking, because there is nothing beyond index 2, that will be, you know, that means go to the end of until the end of the array, right? That's the human way to read that.
So can I?
Yep.
Yeah. So essentially, slice starts from the index, the first argument,
Correct.
and slices the part until
Yep.
the second argument.
Yeah. Correct. That's
Excluding the second argument.
excluding this. Yeah, that's correct. But be careful because with a splice,
Yeah.
what we said is not an index; it's the number of elements. That's why with a splice, look, with a splice that will return banana, but with a slice that will return an empty array. You see? That's why, that's a bit weird, right? Classic JavaScript.
I'm going to register a domain, pain.js.
Yes, probably it's registered already, but what happens if we don't pass a second argument with a slice?
I'm guessing it's mandatory to pass an argument.
So it's all.
Look, if you don't pass a second argument, that's the same as passing 1,000,000 or 300, right? It's like, hey, go to the end of the array, which is good, right? Because if we want to delete all the elements starting from a given index, if I put 300 here, if I read that code, it will be like, oh, who wrote that, right? If I put fruits.length, it will be a bit more elegant, right? Fruits.length is 3. So, well, yeah, of course. So that means remove all the elements from index 1 until the end, banana and orange. Correct. So that's okay. But the thing is, this is even more elegant, I believe, right? Because here you say, delete all the elements from index 1, right?
Yeah.
The same thing. Any question? No? So, the last part of the session is a bit more exotic. I'll go back to Splice. Yeah.
just one is like, if you now return fruits,
If you now return
it
fruits,
doesn't change the original.
that's a good question. What now fruits returns?
The same original array.
The leftover slice.
Leftovers, that's wrong. That's
Everything.
everything, that's correct. Remember, a slice is a pure function. It doesn't alter the array. Even if we delete all the elements of the array, look, if we put 0 here, we're deleting everything. So technically speaking, we got an empty array. But now if we display fruits, still full, right? So slice doesn't change the original array. Right? However, splice does. That's the main difference. So when you get in a job interview, what are the similarities between a splice and a slice? Well, you can delete elements from an array using both, right? So this is why they are similar. How they are different? Well, the main difference is splice is impure, slice is pure. Splice modifies the array, slice doesn't modify the array. And also, splice is way more powerful. Because with a slice, you can just delete elements. With a splice, you can do CRUD. You can delete, but you can edit and you can add. Even you can add multiple. So splice is way more powerful.
Which one's powerful?
Splice, of course, yeah. And finally, remember that the index thingy works differently, right? The first argument is the same. Where do we start deleting, editing, or adding? But the second argument is different. With a splice, we're talking about how many elements do we want to delete. And with a slice, the second argument is not how many elements, it's the index where we want to stop deleting, excluding that index. Any question?
Yeah, in functional programming, if you're passing an array to a function,
Yep.
and using splice,
Yep.
then that's going to alter the
That's correct.
past array, right? So
That's
which is-
correct. That's correct.
Which is going to mutate the state of that array.
That's
So
correct, Bala. Yeah.
Is that recommended?
No, as we explained last week, using a splice may be dangerous because if we're invoking a function, we pass an array to the function, and we use a splice as part of that function, whoever is invoking our function will get the array modified, right?
Yeah.
However, with a slice, we can safely determine that we're going to return a new array, right? So we're not going to modify the original one, right?
Okay, so in that case, we want to, sorry, I missed you.
Yep, so please have a look to the pure versus impure workshop, Bala.
Yeah, no, I get that, but so are we saying that we shouldn't be using splice?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. If you have full control on your data model, sometimes you may want to delete an element of the array, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean that splice is evil. Sometimes you want to delete elements from an array, right? But generally speaking, just be careful if you are sharing the data with others, right? If you're creating a plugin for React, for example, be careful with these kind of things, right? I mean, impure doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It's just be careful with that, right? Generally speaking, we should try to avoid creating impure functions. That's it. Cool. We got 4 minutes left. Actually, 6 minutes left. So recently, because slice and splice, they've been there for years, right? For decades. But now we briefly talked about that last week, that we can pass negative values to splice and slice. For example, so if I put that, if I display fruits, so what will be my new array of fruits? Orange. Wrong. Sorry, splice, not slice. Splice, sorry.
It will be apple and orange.
Apple and orange, you are right, guys.
Yeah.
Apple and orange, you are right. But what happened if I put a -1 here?
Banana and orange.
Banana and orange.
No, apple and banana.
Apple and banana.
No, it goes from the back. Yeah.
You
Is-
go to number 1. Oh, minus
Just
1.
amplify it.
It's
No.
first.
Yeah.
Which one's first?
Apple and banana. You are right, guys. Look, apple and banana. Why? With minus 1 means instead of counting the index from the left, go to the right, go to the right, minus 1. So that means the pointer is before orange, and then we said delete 1. This is what we are doing, right? Essentially.
When it's minus 1, then it's counting from the last one.
It's counting from the last one. That's correct, Natasha. That's correct. Can we put a minus 1 here? I don't think we can. I think this will return the same array. Correct. That doesn't make any
But
sense.
if you put positive, like first one, 1 and minus 1,
First one and then minus 1?
so first is 1 and
No,
minus
that doesn't make sense. That doesn't work well with splice. That doesn't work. Because remember here, the second argument is how many elements do we want to delete? It doesn't make sense to delete minus 1 element. It makes sense to put 0, because then you can add some stuff, but minus 1 only makes sense as part of the first argument, not as part of the second argument, right? So for example, what will that return?
minus 2 means go to orange and delete 1. Go to banana and delete
Apple and orange.
Apple and orange.
Yeah.
You are right, guys. Apple and orange. And if I put minus 3?
Go to apple. Means banana and orange.
Banana and orange. That's correct, right? So with a splice, now you can deal with negative values, if that makes any sense. Probably at some point that will make sense, right? It's not probably the most common thing you do on a daily basis, but still valid. And now, let's talk about negative values with slice. So again, a slice. 1, 2. What will that return?
One comma. Banana.
It will return banana. That's correct. All right, remember slice. Go to index 1, delete elements up to index 2, excluding index 2. That's the banana. But now, what happened if we put a minus 1 here?
Does it delete banana and apple?
It should delete everything minus 1.
Nothing. Okay, let's put some apple.
Banana.
Who said apple banana?
No.
Mo. So Mo said apple and banana. Who else?
Me too.
Mo and Natasha.
Apple, banana, orange.
Apple, banana, orange. Is that Richard?
Yes.
Apple, banana, and orange. Yep. Banana. So it.
No, sorry. Minus 1 is actually the index of orange. So obviously it will return banana.
So Itamar,
I also said banana.
Aisel, and Bala,
Is banana.
banana.
Because minus 1 is the index of orange, which is
But it depends where they
Two in
stop
this
from
case.
0 and keep going.
So I believe Itamar, Aisel, and Bala are right. Here you go. They are right. Why? I mean, that's the same principle. Here we said go to index 1, and here, and then delete up to index minus 1, excluding index minus 1. Index minus 1 means go to the right-hand side, so up to here, excluding that. Right? That's how minus 1 works. So what will that return now?
banana.
Banana or apple?
No, 0 and minus 2.
Yeah?
Okay. Right.
That's apple.
Apple, yeah.
That's correct. Go to index 0 and delete everything up to index minus 2. This is minus 1, excluded. This is minus 2, excluded. And what will that return? Empty array. Who said empty array? That's correct. That should be an empty array, right? There is nothing to delete. Correct. You're right. Good, right? Please spend some time training on DevTools with values, and before executing the snippet, try to figure out what the result will be, right? I think it's a good exercise. Any question, guys? No? Bala, Richard, Jeff?
I think the good way to reason about is, say, if it's -3, always, you know, remove the minus and add 1 to get the right index order. Sorry, to convert into a positive index, basically. -3 is essentially 1, -2 is 2, and that.
-3 is essentially 1. I don't understand.
-3 is index 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, -3 is index 0, correct.
Yeah, -2 is 1, -3 is 2.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Counting is different.
Yeah. Cool. That's correct, Bala.
In real life,
Yeah.
people prefer splice than slice.
Well, as I said, I think generally speaking, slice is better than a splice because it's pure out of the box, right? Splice is more powerful. So for example, a splice is extremely convenient if you want to add an element to the array on a specific position. Then a splice is much better, right? Because you cannot do that with a slice, right? So whenever you want to edit or add elements to an array, splice works really well. Whenever you want to delete elements of the array, that's up to you, right? Just assuming the risks of using a splice, that it will change the array. Yeah.
So is it safe then, if we're passing an array to a function, use map to make a copy, and then use the splice on it?
Yeah, that's correct. That's another alternative. You can create a copy of the array, and then once you have the copy of the array, you can use a splice because you are mutating the new array. Just again, be careful copying arrays. Copying an array is not that simple. If the array is literally a list of strings, numbers, or booleans, easy. You can do map, you can do whatever. If the array has a list of objects or arrays, be careful because you need to clone the array using a deep strategy. You need recursion. Otherwise, you are not actually copying the array. You are creating reference to memory. So that could be a bit complicated. Just be careful. Cloning arrays, cloning objects is not that easy, as we explained last week on the pure versus impure workshop.
Are there any libraries that you would recommend?
Of course, yeah. There are lots of libraries if you need, because of your particular business, if you need to copy arrays. I mean, I would generally recommend to spend some time creating an algorithm. If you go to Google, there are lots of proposals how to clone an array properly. But if you don't want to do that, yeah, there are lots of libraries that they do that. You see Lodas or Underscore, these libraries that are pretty old already, but they look after all these things. So yeah, of course.
Right.
Cool. Anything else, guys? No? Cool. Thank you very much. That was it for today. See you later.